Many students will probably come into this course here at ASU with the perspective that the Civil War was solely a domestic conflict fought over the issue of slavery in the southern states. And while looking at the Civil War through this perspective can give great insight to our nation itself, it's important as aspiring historians to look at history on a larger scale. Students should think of the American Civil War as more than just this domestic conflict. It had an impact on a global perspective. Looking at its impact is important as historians to give us a better understanding of the 18th century as a whole. How each nation became more and more connected through politics, technology, and philosophy. First, the war signified what a modern full-scale conflict will look like with modern technologies. The Union showed how in order to win a modern conflict, a nation would need to commit its entire industrial power to fighting the war, committing all of its resources to infrastructure like railways and telegraphs. This would influence Brazil's policy and strategy in the conflict, the War of the Triple Alliance, that occurred just a few years later. Politically, nations like Canada were forced to deal with the idea of unification due to the possible threat that the Union would pose after the American Civil War. Further, the emancipation movement during the conflict was influenced by European revolutions against monarchs in the earlier 18th century. It even included European immigrants from these events as its most influential members. This all reinforces that the Civil War was, in fact, a global event. This class is extremely important to any student's studies and fits perfectly with any ASU history major's studies. The ability to compare and analyze how events influenced each other throughout history is an important skill in becoming a well-rounded historian. This class takes history degree students like myself one step closer to graduation, making building skills necessary for a professional career as an important step. Practicing analyzing documents like primary and secondary sources. The required readings of this course: Andre Fletcher's The Revolution of 1861, The American Civil War and the Age of Nationalist Conflict, and Vitor Isaacson's Slavery and War in the Americas, Race, Citizenship, and State Building in the United States and Brazil, are two insights on the impact of the Civil War globally. By reviewing and analyzing these secondary sources, we build skills like critical thinking, research, and analytical skills. The group project for this course also helps with building communication and teamwork skills, much needed in professional environments. The discussion will also help with the ability to have professional discussions and debates around historical questions in any future career. And always remember to use sources to back your claim.